All right, great. So this is another impromptu live stream. So I apologize for the sudden nature of this. I hope you can forgive me, but this will be up on the YouTube channel as a video very soon. So for anyone who isn't watching live, that's perfectly fine. But I just wanted to, because it'll be up later automatically as these live streams often happen. Once they're done, you can they're automatically uploaded. So I just wanted to, not going to take too long. I don't want to take too much out of your busy day, but I wanted to say thank you to those of you out there who reached out to me over the past, I don't know, I guess 12 or 24 hours or so. So I don't know if you know, but yes, there was a typhoon that hit Japan, and in particular, it really hit the Tokyo area rather directly. So such that just to let you know, everyone here, as our family is fine. We are all fine. So we sustained, at least as far as I can tell, we sustained no damage to where we live or anything like that. So, and I just finished walking the dog, and I walked around the area where we live, and it's now morning here, and so it looks like there's a lot of there hasn't been any, we didn't see any trees down or anything like that, or we still have our power, so everything is fine where we are, and we were very fortunate that way. So I know that a number of people who live overseas meaning outside of Japan, were sending to me some messages and expressing concern and well wishes, and I just wanted to thank you very much for those and your thoughts. Yes, it wasn't. I think just to let you know. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's my work week. And around Thursday or Friday, we began to get news that yes, the typhoon would hit. And so we then, it was okay for me because I have no work. I have my days off on weekends. And so, but Saturday was the day that it was supposed to hit. And we heard from the weather stations and the like that it would be actually very a direct. It would the path of the typhoon was actually directly over this area and over the main island of Japan during the very day of Saturday, the 12th of October. And so there were many messages just letting everyone know to stay indoors, don't go out. The trains would be either delayed or suspended completely. I know that the local trains had suspended their service around the afternoon, I think maybe even a little bit earlier, so there was no possibility of movement on mass transit. There was also very little, if any, movement on the roads, because when you see all the when we saw the news reports, live news reports, very few people would be out. Actually, hardly anyone would be out. Almost no one. So Tokyo became almost like a ghost town, and there was no movement. But all the stores were closed, and everything was closed and shuttered, and glass windows, I think, were reinforced, etc. So because people were just in case, preparing for the worst, and so we were just, my family and I, we usually have some plans on Saturday and Sunday, but Saturday, yesterday, which was the day that the storm hit, it was really quite, we didn't do anything. We decided to stay in the entire day, which is what we did. So we were pretty okay with that. But I must say that it was, how should I put it? It was not a normal way to progress the day for us. And so we just stayed in. We had some family games. I think I was helping my daughter with her homework, and then we were playing around some more and doing all that. And that was all the time was spent like that. Meanwhile, outside we were hearing the winds pick up and the rains were really very heavy, and the rains actually were very intense. We are very fortunate because we don't live near any water or any coastal area or any riverbeds or anything like that. I think that the rain caused a significant increase in the water levels, and so I think people who are living near those areas might have experienced some are a considerable amount of difficulty with the storm yesterday, and so I'm now catching up on the news and seeing what the entire situation is in the city of Tokyo. But for us, just directly, we had no issue like that. And again, I don't see any kind of damage that we sustained, at least as far as I can tell. I'll have to take a closer look, but I don't see anything. No power lines were down or anything of that nature, and so we were very fortunate. Still, we walked around this morning, and still the store around here, but they're closed, and so I think now it's a time of just figuring out when the stores will be open. I think there's still a lot of cleanup that needs to be had. Maybe I haven't checked the situation with the trains. I think it'll all depend on how the trains are and if they're already up and running. So I just feel for those who are traveling or who had plans that time, or maybe had flights that were canceled or something like that. And so and also of course for anyone who was directly affected in terms of damage, in terms of injury, in terms of something quite significant like that. I'm still figuring out exactly what's going on, and so as soon as I'm finished with this, I'll go to the other room and just check out the news and see what's going on. But on the one hand, yes, there's still some things that were well, how should I put it? Yes, I just wanted to let you know that at least as far as my family and myself, as far as we are concerned, as far as I can tell, we didn't sustain any significant, or not significant, we didn't sustain any damage, I think. So we were very fortunate like that. So, but apparently it was one of the strongest typhoons to hit this area in quite a while. So I'm sure the historical statistics will be coming very shortly. But what that means in the sort of YouTube universe, as it were, is that I didn't have a chance to do what I usually do on my days off, which is tend to maybe do preparation or just do some watching of films and such, and so and do any video preparations. And so I suppose I could do it now, but as I said, I'm not quite in the best situation to do that, and so I just wanted to let you know there might be a little bit of a delay going forward, but nothing too significant, I think. I did spend a little bit of time I had to myself yesterday. I guess it was rather appropriate because I was in the midst of, or I am in the midst of doing the John Carpenter stuff, and so I was in the middle. Well, I had maybe a good couple hours, maybe not so much, but to myself. And during that time, I watched The Thing again for the upteenth time, and so I was very excited about that. But I can't wait to upload those videos about John Carpenter's The Thing. And actually, just to let you know, there will be more than one video on The Thing. So I have a little idea about that. Fly, but hopefully it will. But I just wanted to extend to you once again my thank you very much for your kind thoughts and well wishes and the like. And just as a general response, everything is fine here. And yeah, so as soon as this is over, and I'll just talk to some of my dear friends who are here. As soon as this is over, I'll just be going back to the other room and watching the news and drinking some coffee. And yeah, and just going from there. And then hopefully, maybe, I don't know if I could do it later today. It might be a little bit busy, but actually here in Japan, it is a 3-day weekend because Monday is a holiday. And so I might be able to do something for Monday. And I really, I don't know if I could do it later today. It might be a little bit busy, but actually here in Japan, it is a 3-day weekend because Monday is a holiday. And so I might be able to do something for Monday. And I really, I don't know if I could do it later today. It might be a little bit busy, but actually here in Japan, it is a 3-day weekend because Monday is a holiday. And so I really do want to upload those Out One videos very soon, and I'm I'm I feel ready to I've prepared in my head anyway. I've prepared the comments for The Thing, so I know exactly what I'm going to say more or less. And I went through the Shout Scream Factory release. I went through the Arrow release, and I went through everything and just went through every single commentary track and everything like that. So I think I know. I think I kind of know what I'm going to say with The Thing. So I'm still very nervous about that because it's a very, it's I'm now convinced more than ever that it's one of the greatest films in late 20th century U.S. cinema history. It's really one of the greatest achievements. It could be, for me, at the very least, it could be for me a contender for. I haven't thought about this that deeply, to be perfectly honest, but it could be for me a contender for the greatest film from the 80s. I'm not sure yet, but it could be. And that includes some films from Edward Yang and Martin Scorsese, etc. But it could be. It could be, although, yeah, I mean, Edward Yang's Terrorizers is definitely in that conversation. Um, yeah, but it could be. It could be the my favorite film from the 80s, and could be the greatest film from the 80s. Although I understand the difference between greatest and favorite, and I don't quite want to get into that conversation today. But in any event, my friends, just wanted to let you know what's going on with that. So let's see here. So A Touch of Film. Hello, it's nice to see you. Yes. So you. What was that film from the London Film Festival? First Love, is that right? Mike? So I hope you enjoyed it. I think you just put up a video about your experience watching that film, right? So A Touch of Film, well done. Hus, my dear friend, it's so nice to see you. And what a great, great guy. Gosh. LJ, yes. Hello, it's nice to see you. And Cinema Dave Media, our dear friend, thank you so much. Yes, I'm well. Um, and Stuart Morris, thank you. Um, let's see. Glad you and your family are safe. So sad to see Japan having to deal with this. I was only there in August, one of my favorite places in the world. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, gosh. Oh, yeah. Thank you very much for your kind words. I hope you enjoyed yourself while you were here in Japan. August is a very hot time, so very hot and humid. So thank you very much. Blake Peters, hello. Thank you very much. Yes, yes. It's nice to see you. Thank you for your nice words. And Cinema Dave Media, once again, thank you very much for your nice words. Touch of Film says The Thing, one of the best Carpenter movies. Yes, I agree. And yeah, there's something about being staying at home all day, having nothing to do. You can't go out, and you have a family, and but it's you can't go out at all because it's really rainy and windy and very actually quite dangerous because of things like fly around and stuff. So we were staying in the entire day. And so it was late at night when my members were asleep, and I just had a couple hours to myself, and I was watching The Thing. There's something about that kind of feeling, that atmosphere of being inside, indoors all day, and then watching The Thing again. It just, I don't know, there is something quite, gosh, my vocabulary is not so good, but I don't know if magical is the right word or transcendental is the right word, but there's something of a close-knit connection that occurred. I could almost feel the sense of claustrophobia that was creeping in. It was really quite something. And yes, so Romero, hello. And LJ says, looking forward to The Thing video. My favorite of Carpenter's. Gave The Fog a rewatch last night. So yes, really great. So the So just to let you know, I'm not gonna. I really don't want to. I'm not the biggest expert on the thing. I know there's so many more people who have like visited the locations and have really written extensively about theories about the thing. You know, who is the thing, who is not the thing. Uh, there are some actually very significant theories that have been sort of propelled by comments made by director of cinematography Dean Cundy, and I'll certainly get to those in a second, that have to do with how eyes are shot and how they figure in, and looking at the way that the eyes figure into to characters as they appear on screen, etc. So, and not wholly dissimilar to a certain theory that has that with respect to the film Blade Runner. Film Blade Runner. It's somewhat similar theory. I know that there are other theories out there, and I have my own actually ideas about who might be, might not be, and that sort of thing. And I think there's a lot of room. There's a lot of room for discussion, but I think just not to give too much away, but I think in general my approach is that, in fact, I think the fact that the film leaves open so much ambiguity is what makes it all the more effective. And I think rather than me watching the film and thinking in my head, oh, I know, for instance, at this particular moment, this guy, right? Rather than think of it like that, I think it's for me, it's so much more of a jolt of a film if I don't quite know. And so it's just hopefully I'll try to articulate that as best as I can. And I do have an approach. I think I'm going to try to talk about each character as well, and focus in on each character and the possibilities of when, and how he might have figured in terms of the overall context. So, in other words, I'm trying to be as vague as possible here because I don't want to give too much away. But I do have some ideas. I know at the very least, it will be more than it will be more than one part, and that's only because my comments will likely be over 1 hour. I tend to go on and on and on about this sort of stuff, and so usually my idea is if the video ends up being about an hour or so, I'll usually leave it as one video. But if the video tends to be more than an hour, then I will, how should I put it? I will divided up. And the reason why I know the thing is going to be more than one video is, in fact, I've shot something, but it's not good enough, and so I'm going to scrap it and do it over again. But the video itself, the old video, the one that I'm not going to do, more or less is in line kind of with what I'm going to say, but I'm going to add some more. So that older video that I did, which I'm not going to upload, is already what was it? It was about, gosh, maybe it's too long. Maybe I should try to cut it down. But it was about nearly 80 minutes or so. So it was, and I had to add more stuff in. So, my guess is that it's more than one. So, yeah, there's a lot to say about the thing. A lot to say. Um, uh, you know, still, gosh. I'm sorry. This is gonna turn into a video now. Yeah, I'm gonna I have to control myself. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, hello. Nice to see you. Thank you very much for your kind words. Carl's rant and reviews. Oh, thank you, my dear friend. Thank you. That you add as well. The thing, Keith David and Kurt Russell are awesome in that movie. Yes, I agree, 1000%. Rocky Big. I saw First Love last week at the Brisbane Film Festival in Australia. Probably Miike's best since 2003. Wow! Wow, that is great, great praise indeed. So we should look out, my dear friends. Let's keep a lookout for Miike's First Love. I haven't heard too much, but I hear it might be a kind of an intense watch. So, but if we are okay with that sort of thing, then yes, definitely let's keep it on our radar. So, let's see. Carl's rants and reviews. They have great chemistry. So speaking of Kurt Russell and Keith David, yes, I agree. I agree. And actually, the chemistry among the cast there, everyone is just wonderful, wonderful. It's great to see the rivalries and alliances that are forged within the cast. And I think some of that, a good portion of that at least, had to do with the casting and how the actors were reacting to each other during rehearsal. It's really fascinating. A lot of this comes out in the special features and in both the Scream Factory release and the Arrow release. So, SJS Films, our dear friend, hello, hello, Brian, hello, Based Ghost NAC, hello. Yes, and LJ says, have you heard of Shout Factory Special Edition coming out in December for Big Trouble in Little China? So, have I heard about this? Yes, yes, of course, of course. I am waiting for this to happen, and so I'm very, very excited. I don't know if the special features have been announced yet, right? If they have, I haven't heard about them yet. But oh gosh, yes, yes, anything for that film, Big Trouble in Little China. I don't want to. Well, actually, I don't know. Yeah, well, I can. Let me be honest here. So at the end, with these director videos or series or whatever that I do on YouTube. I did it for Edward Yang. I did it for Dario Argento. And now I'm still going through Kazuura. I'm not quite, very slow with that. And also now with John Carpenter. So with the ones I completed, I usually do at the end a kind of a summing up or a ranking, my own personal ranking. And so I can let you know at the moment, at least, as far as in my head, I haven't decided on the ranking yet. I'm still struggling. There's some parts I think I'm okay with, but the one place this is my favorites. This is, right, this is my own personal favorites. I am struggling with my favorite being either The Thing or Big Trouble in Little China. So, and as far as I can tell, yes, after The Thing is over, it'll be a few films before I'll be addressing Big Trouble in Little China. But I talked about that film. I talked about that film in one of my earliest videos on YouTube here. It was more, that video, if anything, was also just me trying to explore and experiment with the YouTube medium, if anything. So it was just my own thoughts about it, but it will be something of an expansion of that because I have such a love and affection for that film. It's really, I think it's one of those special films. So special, so magical. And I think it might. I'm not sure. Well, actually, I'm going to try to articulate this better when I do the Big Trouble in Little China videos. But I think it has to do with the way in which it treats the Asian characters in that film. There is a real, how should I put it? The film is incredibly clever in many ways, but the way it treats its Asian characters, I find so remarkable. And I think the same is also true for John Carpenter's later film, Prince of Darkness. But there is it doesn't feel, it doesn't feel like stereotypical. It doesn't feel like, it feels like right? The film is treating the characters with so much respect and giving them room to breathe and grow and develop as characters. And there is there's a sense of also a real pride, right? Asian as well. There's a real pride in there. There's also love of one's roots. There's also this idea of just a kind of a direct how should I put, giving the characters time to grow and develop. And I think that is one of the reasons why I really take to that film very much, because it feels, it feels like, oh gosh, how should I put it? Like I'm not I'm not even articulating the word articulating very well, but the, I think it, it shows this kind of respect, I suppose. I'll think about how to better phrase this when I do the video, but there is a particular speech that Dennis Dunn gives right before the climax of the film, and I don't want to give too many details away, but before they go and you know, the one final battle, but before he gives a really powerful speech, you know, before they do a little drink, a very special, significant drink, I might add, from Egg. And with Jack and Egg there, and he gives a very powerful speech. I think that is one of the most, that is really one of the most remarkable moments of that film, in a film that is filled, just so much, packed with so many remarkable moments. So I cannot wait. I cannot wait to talk about that film and to hear your thoughts about that film. And so yes, I am waiting for the Shout Factory release of that. Incidentally, I did have the Arrow release of it as well, but I actually gave that away to a friend of mine, and that's another story. But I gave that away to a friend of mine, and so at the moment I only have the U.S. Blu-ray of it. I suppose I could order another copy of the Shout Factory release. Not Shout Factory. I suppose I could order another copy of the Arrow release, but I'm not sure if it will come in time for when I do the video. And I was thinking about waiting for the Shout Factory release of it in December, but that might delay things. I'm not sure. I'm still thinking about when I'm going to do the Big Trouble in Little China video. But if, for instance, if I do it in December, and I wait for it in December, waiting for the Shout Factory release, then that means I'll have to, right now it's October, so I'd like to go in order with the John Carpenter films, and so I wouldn't be able to do anything with John Carpenter films until December, more or less. I mean, I could do all the films up to Big Trouble in Little China, but everything after that I would have to wait, and there are still a considerable number of John Carpenter films there, and so I haven't quite decided yet. I think what I'll do is I will talk about Big Trouble in Little China, the film itself, and then maybe when the Shout Factory release comes, then maybe I might do an addendum or something, or an additional video talking about that, and hopefully by then my reordered copy of the Arrow release will also come in. So maybe that's what I'll do, but I haven't quite given it much thought yet, to be perfectly frank. So, yes, so thank you very much for bringing that to my attention. Great. Oh, Carl Reese. Hello, Carl. Yes. Hello. Just finished watching Malick's The New World. Oh, great. Great. I wonder what version that was, but it's great. Such a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed it, my friend. Let's see. Steve. Oh, gosh. Steve Wallace says, hello. Hello. Nice to see you. And Davey Devolution. Yes. Hello. Petri dish scene is tense. Oh, so I think this is in reference to The Thing. Yes. So, so it's the Petri dish scene or the blood test scene. I don't want to give too many details away, but I would dare say that is probably one of, if not the best scene in Carpenter's filmography. It is one of the greatest scenes I've ever seen in any horror film. I'm sorry, I'm gonna I have to control myself. I'm very sorry, I have to control myself here, but you're absolutely right. Let's see, and there's talk about Malick and his new film and the like. So, oh, is it time for breakfast? Okay, I'll be there. So, okay, here, come on. So my son is here. So there you go. Just maybe this is good about time for me to go. So, do you want to say hello?
Hello.
There, right there.
Hello.
Hello. How was the typhoon yesterday? Was it windy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Was it raining? Yeah. Yeah. Do you like Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you show them your Spider-Man pose? Ready? Right? How about your shirt? What does your shirt say? Let me see. Oh wow! Is that a Spider-Man shirt?
Yeah.
Wow. Can I have one?
Yeah.
Thank you. Give me 5. Okay. All right. All right, my friends. So this is my cue to go. So anyway, thank you very much. And once again, my oops. You okay? You okay? Once again, my thanks to all of you for your well wishes and thoughts. And I hope you are watching a lot of great movies. Are you watching a lot of fun movies, Leo? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna go out later today. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. Mwah. All right, my friends. Sorry about this, and I hope you're well and have a great rest of your weekend. Okay. All right. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you very much, my friend. You okay? All right. What are you eating? Pang? Choco pang? Choco pang? Choco pang? Choco pang ある？パパもチョコパン食べたいけどいい？チョコパン。キャラメルでもいいよ。All right, my friends. So I think I'm okay. So I've got to go. But anyway, thank you very much for your concern. And more importantly, my friends, please be well and have a lovely weekend. So, all right, take care. Bye bye. All right, I'm coming.